Hi, True Crime Grapevine fans. It's me, Patty Lee. Okay, so as you can see, this is case 7 in episode 44. This is covering what has happened in true crime in the Lori Vallow Daybell. This is an update since what has happened since March 10th, I believe. So there has been, as we know, Judge Boyce has made the decision that they split the cases. Then, just this past week or so, Judge Boyce made some big decisions in the case. He decided that there will be no death penalty for Miss Vallow. Why? In case I haven't said before. So I am pairing this case with Truly, and she is truly cuckoo. In my opinion. So here's what everybody is saying. Let me just tell you. On the interwebs, what everybody is saying is that Lori Vallow, their attorneys didn't get enough discovery, and that this is a way to make that wrong righted, and there's fairness in her trial. So they took the death penalty off the table because the prosecution kept producing discovery and it was too late. And supposedly there was some misunderstanding between, did Mark Means give everything to Lori's new attorney, because Mark Means was off the case in August of 2021 and she got new lawyers, but she was still committed, and did that all get to them? And then there was more being produced all the time because of the jail calls constantly being produced even after discovery was supposed to be over, but they keep talking. I mean, both people keep making phone calls, which is part of discovery. Anyway, here's what I have learned. One, if you listen to Lori Hellis at Children of Darkness and Light, she is the best, I think, lawyer to talk about what's going on. And she has explained that because this was a death penalty case, because the two cases were together, it was very difficult to keep all the discovery. It was a voluminous case, right? We have 3 people who are dead, JJ, Tylee, and Tammy Daybell. 2 people and lots of extras. It was a conspiracy. She said, as well as other lawyers have said, they should have hired, instead of just getting a special counsel to help them, which they did, Rob Woods, Lindsay Bake should have hired, besides the special counsel lady, they should have hired somebody that was a discovery clerk, like somebody specifically just to make sure that the discovery was organized, that it was being handed over in a timely manner, because that organizational task is a whole different thing, and it can screw up, case, which has it. All right, so here's what I'm going to say from my psychology perspective and trial watcher perspective. I think you don't kill crazy. That's what I think. I think that in all of the chambers meetings that we haven't heard, plus the fact that she was committed over a year and she could be committed again, it's pretty clear that while Lori isn't delusional, she isn't insane to the point where she isn't responsible for what she did completely, because we know she can lie. We know that she knows what she did was wrong, because in the case of Arizona in Charles Vallow, we know that she lied to the police. We know that she and her brother made big lies to the police, and they probably got Tylee to lie too. We know that in the case of the children being missing and the police coming to say, well, where are they? She was like, oh, this is my brother. My brother was here. The kids are with him. Oh, and my brother's friend, Chad Daybell. And they were already married, so it wasn't her brother's friend. She was specifically not telling them her relationship with Chad. And then they left. As soon as they knew the police were coming back, they took off to Hawaii. So she knows right from wrong, but that doesn't make her sane. Like, you don't kill crazy. We don't kill people who are cuckoo for coconuts. So while she isn't legally insane, I would say it doesn't bode well to off a crazy lady, because we don't kill crazy. We don't. They're disabled. Maybe not. That doesn't mean they can't be punished. We don't let them off the hook. But certainly, I just think it is in everybody's best interest to facilitate the trial going forward, because death penalty means everything is more weighty. It takes more time. There's going to be then afterwards, even if she's convicted, tons of appeals, and the state is paying for all that because she's indigent. So it makes a lot of common sense to go, look, it's not right to kill crazy, but they don't have the insanity defense. So they in my opinion, just my opinion, my speculation, don't sue me, I think that this is a way to to say slap prosecutors, you shouldn't have done that, but also give a good excuse that is a real excuse that typically I don't think it would matter so much, that allows everybody to feel more morally settled about what we're doing here. Because really, killing crazy, it's just, we don't do it. That's what I think. So the trial begins April 3rd. Today it is March 24th or 5th. It's Friday. So the following Monday, I believe, is March 27th. That is when jury selection is supposed to start. She has been moved in preparation for jury selection because she can sit in the court with her counsel. She's been moved to Ada County Jail. And this beautiful picture behind you is her new mugshot. Which, okay, let's just say, she's not ugly still. I mean, her lines are getting a little bit deeper, but we don't know. I don't know if she was allowed makeup. It looks really like she took something very brown. I don't know. I don't know. It would be really interesting just to know what was her regime before. Like, was she getting Botox? Was she getting fillers? How was she curling her hair? Was Fremont County allowing her to have hair roll? Like, it just seems weird. Somebody joked that she did it on the bars. I mean, she could probably rag roll it, but I don't know if she'd be allowed to make strips. Maybe? I'm not sure how she's... And the makeup though, you guys look. The makeup looks like real makeup. At least the mascara. I don't know how you make fake... I don't know. But people said the Ada County Jail, really serious business. She's not going to get makeup there. So, but we're not going to see her, remember? Because Judge Boyce has said there will be no cameras. There will only be like real-time viewing. There'll be an overspill room. So if you get to the trial, but you'll see her from behind, right? And I don't know where the camera is set to, if it's set to look out like at her in the crowd. Like, I don't know where the cameras are going to be for the overspill room, but that is all. You have to sign up if you are not family. I think family gets preferential treatment to be in the courtroom. But if you are anybody else, anybody, doesn't matter, media or just anybody, you have to sign up at like the dot after midnight, the night before. You put your name in for a lottery to see if you get a seat to go. It's all online, so it's not going to be, if you remember the Johnny Depp trial where people like had to wait outside to get in and they had a number. It's not going to, they're not doing that. You get online. And then in the court, Nate Eaton has said they are going to buy the recordings when they're available at the end of the day to release those. So we'll have audio. We don't know what the quality will be. And they are trying to get East Idaho News, shout out, is going to try to get a, I think they will have a sketch artist in the room. If they can get in there, right? They have to try to get in there too. So this is going to be very interesting. If you're interested in this case and getting up to speed on this case, Pretty Lies and Alibis, Gigi, she she and Fruit Loop, her friend, started a series, which I followed. I found them at the beginning of this, right around December, January of 2020. Go ahead. She also has, oh my gosh, if you go to Pretty Lies and Alibis, you have to go to videos, you have to go to playlists, go to the Vallow. She has a 5-part series, I believe, on this case. And then she's done is it a 3-part series so far on catching up. But really, if you want to know, they followed it from the very beginning. And you can hear, it's kind of like Gigi and Fruit Loop. The Pretty Lies and Alibis followed the Vallow case similarly to how Mandy Matney followed the Murdaugh case. And you hear it as it's happening. So it's kind of, if you're really interested, I would say go there. If you're into data, if you want timelines and details up the wazoo, A Murderous Heart is who you want to go to. A Murderous Heart, and her old channel was called Analytics, like analytics, but with Annie. Annie is Charles Vallow's, oh my gosh, sister? She's in the Vallow family. And she knew Lori. She went on vacations with Lori. Oh, I'm sorry, not Vallow. She was Lori Vallow's third husband, who also died under very weird circumstances, Joe Ryan. She is Joe Ryan's sister. So, Annie Cushing. Go follow her. I believe Annie Cushing is on Twitter. She has A Murderous Heart is the name of her YouTube and podcast. And it used to be called Analytics. But she has gotten all, like, that is data. Gigi's is very much more, and Gigi's from the South. It's like she's telling you a story. You're sitting on the back porch. You got your sweet tea. Maybe you're spiking it. And you are getting the scoop. You're getting the tea, literally, from Gigi, the sweet tea. But it's about a murderous heart. So, Annie Cushing's got the data. Gigi's got the storyline. Lori Hellis at her podcast and YouTube channel is called Children of Darkness and Light. And you can sign up for, I believe it's at www, the Lori Vallow story. You can sign up for her newsletter that she puts out. Lori Vallow, she's the good Lori, not Lori Vallow. Lori Hellis she's got a great way to explain legalese, is all I can say. And she's a quilter, which I love, but I can't recommend her more highly. So again, Gigi will tell you the story. Lori Hellis will also tell you the story, but in the legal sense, and she will break it down for you so you understand what the heck's going on in court. Analytics, Annie Cushing, boy, if you want the deets, the data, she's got it. Unbelievably so. Great channel. There is a channel called The Mormon Stories, and they have done some episodes on the Lori Vallow case. They had an author, this woman right here, Leah Saddle. She wrote this book called When the Moon Turns to Blood. And Lori Hellis is writing a book. It's going to be a different take, but she recommended this. The Mormon podcast with Leah Sotel. Did I say I was the dyslexic armchair detective? Okay, so why am I mentioning that? Okay, so those are the people that I think you should go listen to. The podcast, if you want like the down and dirty, definitely Pretty Lies and Alibis. Definitely go to Children of Darkness and Light and A Murderous Heart, and look up the episodes having to do with Lori Vallow on the Mormon stories. Because the Mormon Stories talks about the Mormon religion and how that may or may not have influenced Lori and Chad, which I think is something we don't hear a lot about, the culture of Mormonism and why maybe it explains a little bit more. Nobody else is talking about the Mormon aspect because they're not Mormon. So it is, I think, the Mormon Stories podcast that has, especially the woman that wrote the book, and there's a couple other ones that are dedicated solely to the Lori Vallow case. You need to listen to that because it gives another, more depth to what is going on. And I would listen to those before the trial starts. The trial starts April 3rd. So you have some time, right? So those are the people. Pretty Lies and Alibis, Children of Darkness and Light, A Murderous Heart, and Mormon Stories. Those would be my recommendations. So there's also hidden, what is it? Lauren. I found Lori Hellis because she was on Lauren. What's Lauren's last name? She and her husband started a podcast like Gigi and her friend did, talking about this horrendous case because her husband is a forensic psychologist, Dr. John. They are in Idaho, and she used to be Mormon. In fact, she was on the episode of the Mormon Stories with the author of the book. And it's a hidden